What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another glorious day over here at Skiff land. Bear with me, I'm still sick. COVID got me bad. COVID got me real bad. I'm actually down super bad. I shouldn't be here right now, but I'm quarantining at the house, and I'm also, I guess I can quarantine here, you know what I'm saying? To get some work done. This wiring stuff is not super labor intensive. A lot of sitting around and small stuff with your hands. So I'm gonna quarantine here, keep the wife and the baby as safe as possible over at home. The shop looks a little bit different as well. There's a sweet Audi S8 right here, a couple more in the parking lot. I had a buddy, he's working, this is his mom's car. He's working on it. This was a little bit bigger of a job than he could do in the driveway at his mom's house because it's been raining off and on. So I was like, man, I got a spot for you. Come over here. We'll crank the tunes up. You work over there. You stay way over there. Work on your stuff. I'll work on my stuff over here. We got a little bit of a mess to clean up. You know what I'm saying? Got a little bit of a mess. We're moving in the right direction, big time though. Let me say that. Let me show you where we're at, and hopefully where we're gonna be by the end of the day. This looks crazy, this looks super crazy, but trust me, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get there. I wanna say something else. This speaker wire I got from Ace Hardware, just super impulsively, because that's where I was getting all the other wiring stuff. So I paid $3 a foot for that. And I thought that was pretty standard because the other day I knew nothing about wiring at all. Now I'm coming back with confidence. I'm going back to the store with confidence, and I'm coming back to the shop with confidence. I'm stoked about it. Today I go back to West Marine, get some speaker wire. The same exact speaker wire is 45 cents a foot. So I got another 20 feet. That way I can really route it correctly, have it look good. I probably needed 3 or 4 feet, but it doesn't hurt having an extra 20 in the shop hanging around. I'm gonna show you the other stuff I got as well. I got a battery tray for that starting battery in the back. I got another battery tray. That's probably gonna be too big, but I'm gonna figure something out with that battery tray. I got an onboard charger for the lithium battery that's gonna be under the center console. I picked these up at Bass Pro Shop. They're like 75 bucks. And then I got a proper up and down switch for the jack plate. Now I know you need some relays for the jack plate, but this is gonna get us by for a little while. So don't go too crazy on me. I know what we're doing. I know more now than I did the other day. Let's just say that. I picked up some RCA 1 female to 2 male for the amp. I learned now that I can make it work like that, but I'm just gonna do this just because I bought it already and I took the time to go buy it. I'm gonna make it useful. These were only $5 each. What else do we got? And then I believe I got some lights. I got a blue light, and the blue light probably put on either side of the center console. Then I got to wire up the nav lights right there, and then I think we're good to go. So I'm gonna jump into that. I'm gonna do my best to film it all, but it's super messy in here, and I don't know, maybe I need to clean up a little bit, huh? Clean up before I get to, I'm gonna do that. Sorry for the fan squeaking in the background too. Just pretty much cleaned up everything, and now I'm moving on to starting to wire the last couple things. So I'm gonna go for the nav lights. I'm gonna go straight to their own switch, and then the last switch on the switch panel I'm gonna use for the blue lights. So I need to wire these up together and then to the switch panel. I'm stoked about all of this. I never thought I would be excited about wiring. I think it all has to do with this though. I get so excited to use this thing, and the heat shrink, dude. I'm having a blast. This is the literal bird's nest that I'm taking wire from. I don't know, I left it here overnight and I came back and it looked like this. I really wish we could be listening to music together, because it changes the whole vibe. The whole vibe of everything. Morale goes up, huh? I just can't stress enough, dude. Coming in here with confidence rather than just being shook. I feel unstoppable. It wouldn't have happened either if I didn't just get up off the couch and do it. The only downside is that I bought way too many things. Just buying things that I thought I would need. But now I have way too many things. Wasted a lot of money. But it's like a one-time thing. Now I know what I'm doing. The next time, I won't spend a bunch of unnecessary money. These are my two blue lights. I connected them here and heat shrunk everything, and that's super nice. I'm super happy with that. Connected here as well, same way. I'm going to install them on both sides of the center console, and I'm going to run the wires through, and then I'm going to connect them with the positive to positive to one connector, and then negative to negative one connector to the bus bar. You get what I'm saying. I'm having a lot of fun right now. I'm kind of in a flow state, if that makes sense. I'm super happy about it. And I also wanted to share with you one thing that I learned. One thing that I learned from doing all the wiring yesterday and posting a video about it is that you're never gonna do everything perfect, I guess. You're not gonna please everybody with your wiring job, because obviously I got critique. I'm new here and it's all good. Like I said, I'm bringing my ego way down, posting something on the internet for everybody to see that I'm not very good at, but I'm getting better. Obviously that opens the door for a lot of people to hit you with critique, tips. You should have done this instead of that. You should have done this instead of that. And it was kind of getting me down for a little bit, because I was like, hey, how about we get a good pat on the back, a good job, or I'm proud of you or something. But I went back and I watched the video that taught me how to do all of this stuff on YouTube. And that was the perfect video. Every single thing was absolutely flawlessly wired. Like he was an electrician, a professional, if you will. He explained everything nicely. Everything was perfect. He used all the proper materials. He didn't make any mistakes. Everything was all good. And he still got hate comments of people saying you should have done this instead of that. You should have done this. So even if I was a professional and I did everything perfect, I would still get all these unsolicited, you should have done this instead of that. Had I known that going into it, I would have probably done this a lot sooner. Because now it's like bring it on, man. I can't please everybody. But what I can do now is turn a light on with a switch. My wife just brought me some crispy Starbucks water. I think I'm just gonna eyeball this, to be honest. Really aggravate the type A demographic. No, I'm gonna have to sand that out. What is going on, dude? I'm getting karma. I don't think I've ever drilled anything with my left hand anyway, so. For the other one, I will use my right hand. Rats. I guess I can put it down here. I might have to. Put it like over here. I don't have any other options. Other than in the front, no, not enough space up there. Well, that's what you get for eyeballing. Let's see what we can do. Bear with me now. Oh, my drill bits suck. Super dull. It is what it is. But, alright. I wish I did that first one first. Well, I mean, I guess there's already a bunch of holes right here, so it doesn't look too out of place. I could put a hole right here, just have it matching, but I don't know. Let me put that first one in and see what it looks like over there. I'm glad I did this first because it works up and down. It doesn't necessarily work left to right. There's a little bit of overhang, so we'll go vertical here, then I'll drill another hole, go vertical over here. I think that'll be the best case scenario. Just installed those. I'm happy with it. Now I gotta wire it up. When I first bought this switch panel, I was actually really excited that I didn't have to do the whole thing. I don't know, like, I didn't think I would enjoy it that much where I'd find something else for this last switch other than the nav lights. Now I'm hyped that I have something for the last switch and I still have the nav lights. Check this out. I'm stoked. Real proud of that one, brother. Now I can at least mount this and get all these wires out of the front. Mounting the switch panel definitely changed everything. I'm stoked. Especially when I redo this whole section, if I do, with an actual like thick piece of acrylic, it'll be so sick. But this is very structural. This just added more structure holding the acrylic to the fiberglass, so I'm actually stoked with it. Speakers down below. Oh, I put up those new RCA cables as well, but then I'm about to chop this wire so that I can splice in extra wire and bring it around. That's what's next. You can barely see it, but after screwing in the switch panel, because it's not actual thick acrylic, screwing in the switch panel in the middle kind of flexed this really thin acrylic, so you can see it curve in a little bit and aggravates me real bad. I'm definitely type B, but this has gotten under my skin. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I don't even know if you can see it on camera, but there's now a curvature in the piece of acrylic. I'll figure it out. Once I get to the finish line, I will come back and see how I feel about it. Plot twist, I'm about to learn how to wire up this switch right here. I think I have an idea of, I think it's power and then ground is in the middle, but I don't know if that's gonna tell it to go up and down. We're about to find out. Let me tell you. Give me a second. I'm not gonna jump to saying that this switch doesn't work for a jack plate, but it didn't work for me. I probably did something wrong, who knows. Regardless, I'm just gonna screw this in for now and figure out ordering up a proper jack plate switch with relays and everything. It should probably take a couple days to get here, but for now I'm just gonna screw this in just to cover up the hole, and then I have the positive and negative sides just looking good for now. If I have to move it up or down, I'll just touch it to the positive and negative. But I really don't ever adjust the jack plate. I'm usually in pretty deep water, so for now it's not a huge deal. I will fix that before I sell it. But essentially, I hooked everything up, and it just started to melt the negative wire. So I probably had something mixed, matched, or in the wrong spot. Whatever. I'm not gonna let that bring me down. I'm gonna make that look good, and then I'm going to do the speaker wiring, have that looking all good, wire it up real nice, and then check back in with you. Honestly, I didn't even look to see if this battery would fit in there. If this one doesn't, then I'm gonna have to go get that other one with the screen on the top. The reason that I swapped it out yesterday is because I was just trying to test to see if the bilge pump even worked, and I was touching it, and it wasn't doing anything. I thought the battery was bad for some reason, but when I went and got this battery, put that one back over there, I realized that it wasn't the battery. It was just one of the connectors came loose back there, so I wasn't getting power to the bilge pump at all. So this is a silly little mistake. I'm probably going to switch it back over here in a little bit because it is much smaller. Although it's the same amp hours and the same voltage, it's just smaller, and there's a screen on it. So I'm going to swap this battery out just because it honestly, it just doesn't look like it'll fit. And there's not much space under there to begin with, so it just makes sense. I'm gonna jump into that. First thing, splicing in the new speaker wire. Alrighty, fellas, I jumped ahead a couple of hours, and I pretty much, no, there's no pretty much about it. I finished everything. This is how I ran the wires for the speakers. Instead of this hole right here, I just drilled a little hole over here. I spliced the wires together around here, I believe, but I guess it's good that I can't tell where I spliced them together. I put the sheathing on it, made it look a lot better, and then I drilled a small screw into this existing PVC pipe that was there to hide wires. Screwed a screw into there with a zip tie like this, and then another zip tie on it. That way I could just zip tie the wires. This is kind of what it looks like, if that makes sense. I wish I filmed that part. This isn't, I know I say this every video, but this isn't a how-to channel, so I didn't feel obligated to film every single part, although it would have been cool to have you guys around during that fiasco. Today's one of those days I was just trying to get it done, if that makes sense. Super sick still. Ooh, but we got there in the end. I wish I could have brought you along, but you know how it is when that music's sounding good, the playlist is just right, you kind of lock in a different way. But I'm gonna show you everything. All right, so I have that one called Radar up here for the flush mounted Simrad Go 9. Stoked on that. I don't know if I should keep the cover on or off when it's in here, but man, I'm in love with this Simrad. So that's wired up to a switch. Okay, bilge pump. I don't know if you can hear it, but she's on, brother. Live well. I guess you can hear her fire up. Let's see. Can you hear it? Or is it? I don't know if you can hear it or not. Is it over here? No, I mean, I guess the pump is back there, but I'm trying to, it's definitely coming over here. Regardless, she's working. Man, I can't wait to do a nitty-gritty detail, like clean up everything in here and all this stuff. All right, what was that? That was okay. Then the stereo works. I mean, there's not much I can show you there. but it sounds so good. With those new RCA cables, everything works perfectly. It's actually so loud. I can finally rate a proper Rockford Fosgate setup with an amp. The amp is really good. It's called a Stinger audio amp, and it sounds really good. The bass is actually better than I thought. For four 6.5s, just off the simple amp, I'm stoked with how it sounded. It's so loud in here. It was almost like ear piercing in a good way. Not ear piercing like it didn't have much depth, but it was ear piercing because it was so loud, and the bass was actually pretty good. Obviously, I'm in a warehouse, so everything's gonna sound a little bit better, but it is what it is. And then cockpit lights, I am over the moon with these blue lights. They're the first blue lights that I've successfully installed. To be honest, the J16 that I had before, I didn't know how to wire anything. All I knew how to do was take a positive and a negative and put an eyelet on both of them and go straight to the battery. And that's what I did with the blue lights on that J16, with the Simrad as well. I just put eyelets on everything, and if I wanted to use something, I would literally hook it up to the battery, which is crazy. But that speaker wire came down here and naturally through that hole in the front, which, I mean, I'm happy with. It's way better than I thought it would look. My only difference, I suppose, is I would use black screws instead of these stainless ones. I mean, obviously you need stainless so it doesn't rust out, but if they were black, that'd be sweet. The trolling motor was wired up in a previous video. I'm stoked on that. I still have to do the jack plate, but like I said, I'm gonna wait for a proper switch with what is it called, the relays. The switch panel is mounted. I think it looks sweet, man. The two speakers right here and the two speakers up there is perfect. It's perfect for just a solo whip and fish, or you and a passenger up there sitting on the cooler. Loud music, very loud. I think from the start of this center console to what it is now, I'm amazed. I have no idea. I have no idea how it looks so good. I'm stoked. Oh, also back here, I went ahead and mounted the battery back here. I was considering running wire because it's only one power wire and one negative wire to the battery, the deep cycle. I want to say as well, this battery, I don't know if I have to turn it on. Turning this on didn't turn the battery on. It turns the screen on, but honestly, every time I hook something up to it, it doesn't work. So with that being said, on, off, on. Oh, I didn't know. So it was off. It was locked. I'm so new to this. I did not know that you had to turn the battery on. Now I know. Now I know. So, but honestly, I like how it looks over here because this Golden Mate lithium 12 volt 100 amp hour battery looks pretty good in here. Everything looks pretty good in here, to be honest. Mounted a bus bar up here. We got the Golden Mate 12 volt right here, and then we have the onboard charger right here with the plug readily accessible, and then right here is the controller for the audio, and then there's wires and the amp, everything on the other side. But I zip tied everything the best that I could. I'm sort of a very proud owner of my first bird's nest. It's really not that bad though. It looks pretty good in there. Everything's accessible. Everything is zip tied and sectioned, but it's just not on the wall or anything. So you can lift up the bird's nest, if that makes sense. But everything is proper marine grade wired and ready to be put to work. Literally, I kind of at a loss for words because at the beginning of this, you guys have heard me harping on needing to wire boats for so long, and I just never did it, to be honest. I didn't think I could do it. I don't know why my self-belief in this area was so low. I've used to say before, I'll do anything but wiring. That's the only thing that I'll pay someone else to do. But now, oh brother, the boy's in the game with a nice set of strippers and crimpers. I'm here to play. But now everything is operational. All the cool stuff is operational. It's not just a fishing vessel anymore. But from back to front, Yamaha F60 wired up to the control box. The jack plate is wired up to the center console. It's just not plugged in yet, but still usable. I put little, I guess I can show you what I did with that. Hopefully I did as good of a job as I thought. This is just temporary before the other, oh yeah, they're right here. These are the two wires for the jack plate. I have them to where if I need to lift it or lower it, I can just touch the battery and then reverse polarity and put it down, whatever. But I don't have a super complaint on that because I now know how to do it. I just don't have the thing. It's not like I'm making an excuse like before where I would possibly say, oh, I just don't have it or whatever, it's out of stock. But in reality, that was just an excuse because I didn't know how to do it. Now I know how to do it, and I just have to wait for it to get here. I am ordering one straight from Atlas. It's actually a bigger setup, and I feel crazy because I threw it away. I remember throwing it away when I ripped all the wires out of this boat when I first got it. I ripped it out and I threw it away, and then not only did I throw it away, but I threw everything in this trash can away in the big dumpster, and then the garbage truck came and took it and it's gone. So it's gone for good. Let me turn the lights off for a second and show you what it looks like with these blue lights. It's slightly less bright in here, but there's not much we can do because of the skylight up here. But I'm stoked on a blue light. Yeet. I've really grown a liking to this strawberry peach LaCroix. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, enjoying life. Cheers. To be honest, that's pretty much it for the Baycraft. Literally, it's just the jack plate thing, I believe. That's all I have to do, and then she's done, other than a detail. But literally from front to back, we've touched everything on this boat and the exterior. She's holding up. Got a good shine to the girl. I'm stoked on the boat. I say it over and over again, and it's because that's how stoked I am on the boat. Now I'm excited to get out there and fish. This week is going to be a big fishing week because once I have the boat finished and I list it, then I can kind of chill and hop out at the jetties. You know, there's no more projects. I got to put plumbing to the bilge pump as well. I believe the previous owner just had it over the transom. That's what it looks like. I don't see any holes literally anywhere else, which I'm chill with. Very chill with that. So I'm just gonna route it right up here, I guess, just over the back. Simple. Keep it simple. I forgot to say, I wired the nav lights. Like, the wire goes down and it's ready to be inserted onto the switch. I considered just leaving the switch down there in the center console, but instead of doing that, I'm just gonna wait until I get the proper jack plate switch. That way I can, you know, have everything looking perfect on the center console rather than just randomly throwing the switch on the other side while I wait to see how big or small the switch is over here. So the nav lights are ready to be, it's literally plug and play now. I just have to wait. I gotta say, I'm a huge introvert. I used to be an extrovert, but you know, one thing led to another. A lot of alone time, I don't know, turned into an introvert. And it's taken a lot to hit this step of like having a homie in here working at the same time. I kind of forced myself into it on purpose, and I've adjusted this whole day, and now I'm just stoked. I'm stoked that the homies are here. He's got his girl in the office, and he has another homie here. It's kind of just a homie vibe in here. I didn't realize this is what I was missing. I needed this more than I thought. He's working on an essay, doing some crazy Audi stuff. He's actually like a really like good type A Audi mechanic. But yeah, I'm glad that I brought the homie here, and I'm just able to share it. Now I can kind of see a different future. I thought I was just gonna tuck myself in here for a while and, you know, rarely talk to people, but I don't want to be that grumpy old guy. You know what I'm saying? I want the homies in here as much as possible. So I'm stoked. Let's just say that. It's been a thrill. Like telling jokes, whatever. I don't know. I need the homie here more often. Let's get a good look at the old girl though. Last night I was laying in bed and I was thinking that there's no way I'm gonna make it look neat in here at all whatsoever. But I feel like it's pretty neat for what it is. Everything up here is for the Simrad. All this is switch panel stuff, battery, onboard charger, bus bar. I could clean everything up a lot more, but that's gonna be the second stage of the wiring journey, is learning how to tighten everything up. So I'm not trying to rush the process. This was honestly a huge step. Well, I guess the first step was simple wiring stuff, just straight from the thing to a battery, like the trolling motor. Got a little advanced back in the day with switches for the, or not switches, but plugs for the trolling motor. I guess that would be your first intro to wiring stuff. But now going from the thing to a switch to a bus bar to a battery, I don't know. I'm still new here, man, but I'm stoked on that Harbor Freight tool. I'm excited to use that. Every time I'm gonna be making excuses to use that. But I did just see one more thing. I just saw when I was over here, all this stuff is like little holes from hardware or whatever, or the old control box. But this, I want to see if my other switch can fit right in there for the nav lights. I don't know what I was thinking. Wrong type of switch. This one goes through a little hole. Put this in my wiring box, and I will just wait to do it right. It's crazy. What's gotten into me? Waiting to do things right? I must be a clone. Sick of this tool. I am not sick of this tool. I'm just doing it because I like to do it. It's so good, and at this point, it's just a fun time. I could fall asleep watching myself do this. I might make a 2-hour video of just doing this. Like get a 60-foot piece of wire and just do this all day. I wonder if there's a job of me doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I'll do that. I'll apply. You guys hiring? I'm stoked. I just couldn't talk highly enough about this tool. The only downside is that this comes off all the time, especially when you don't want it to come off and you kind of have to hit it. But other than that, $9.99, brother, for the Pittsburgh strippers. How you doing? With how stoked I am about all of this, I know there's a lot of people out there that know a lot more than I do. Just for this moment, I'm not looking for tips and tricks and what I should have done and whatever. That's not what I'm looking for right now. I'm just gonna end this Saturday on a high note and just be proud of myself for a little bit. So I know you might want to throw that tip in there, but let's just let it chill on this Saturday, huh? Let's just chill, okay? At the end of every day, I keep all-nighter. Yikes. Every single day when I get to the end of a project, I forget that I have to move this. I gotta put this bolt up here. I have to lower the motor on the jack plate. It's just a little bit too high. This ends up being like right here. It needs to go down. So I wish I would have remembered that 20 minutes ago. Boy, to be honest, it's been a long day. A lot of work went into this, and I miss my wife and my baby. Even though I have to quarantine, so I'm in the bedroom, I like to open the door and watch them playing together out in the living room. That's my favorite activity during quarantine. So I guess it's kind of crazy to be quarantining with the homie. I guess hopefully he doesn't get the old COVID. This COVID sucks. I'm pumped up on vitamin C, like one of those emergency packs, and ibuprofen right now. So I'm feeling pretty good. My morale's high, my spirits are high, but the throat feels like I swallowed so many razor blades, like I gargled razor blades, and it goes all the way probably to like right here. Whenever I swallow, usually if you have strep throat or something, it's just right in the back of your throat, but for some reason right now, it's rough. It's rough. But yeah, that's gonna do it. I actually am in love with this boat now. Feast your eyes. What's next? I don't know. I'll figure it out day by day. I'm new here. I'll figure it out. But I need to stop yapping. I'm gonna go home and enjoy the rest of the Saturday. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the rest of your Saturday as well, man. It's rough out here. Try to stay healthy. I don't know, man. I'm tired. All this wiring. I just can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe I'm at the finish line of a wiring project. How about that? How about that? Anywho, love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. So now we have 3 battery stations on the old Skiffer, 2 onboard chargers. They're both easily accessible though, so I mean, whenever you get home to charge the trolling motor, just plug in the middle battery as well. The middle battery is lithium, so it'll last forever with all this low voltage stuff. And then the 2 deep side was up front. We got a lot of battery power on this Skiff, brother. Oh, it's wet outside. You think I should burn some tires a little bit? All right, let's see what we can do. Little burner on a Saturday, brother? Dude, America. Hemi hitting the old burn speed. Whatever, dude. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. We did some wiring. We wired a boat. Woo! Woo! Love you guys. Bye.